She is not an object you can purchase or put a price on. Her love is not determined by how wealthy or successful she is, but on the fullness of her heart. Your mother is special and was chosen to be yours by God. This woman created you and carried you for 9 months. Her body fed you, and it is impossible to fully understand the extent of her love. Ellen Chesky, my mother, has a heart bursting with selflessness and undying love. My mother married my father on December 18th, 1976. She was married to him for 32 years when she demanded he leave our house during my 8th grade year. My father is no longer the caring man she married so many years before. He became someone verbally abusive who took out his anger towards the world on his family. Every day during this time consisted of me and my older sister Emily walking on eggshells. Heard the phrase, "Don't cry over spilled milk"? Well, we did, because if we did this, hell broke loose. My mom loved my dad more than you can imagine. He was her soulmate. She gave up her happiness for us. Not only did she lose the man she slept next to for over 32 years and who she kissed hello goodbye every day, but she was left alone and financially responsible for a 14-year-old daughter going into high school and an 18-year-old daughter going into college. When he left, he didn't look back. He decided to live his life of freedom without the burden of wife or kids. He took money from my mom's accounts and tried to show off our power. My mom basically received a slap in the face from a man she dedicated herself to for 3 decades. When my mom asked him to leave, she wanted him to get help, not leave forever. Only thinking of himself, he wanted nothing to do with either my mother or us. My mother was left heartbroken with a house she couldn't afford and 2 kids in private school, but she didn't fall apart. She kept her head held high and stayed strong for my sister and me. Most people would have just given up and let it all happen. She fought back. I had the best lawyer she could and moved on. Now, I'm not saying my mom wasn't hurting. There were times where she'd break down, but she picked herself up afterwards. She continued to go to work, take me to school, and give me and my sister the life we once had through her own personal sacrifices. She decided to now focus all her energy on my sister and me. During this time, I blamed my mother for my father abandoning me, and she knew this. She knew, but as an understanding mother, she didn't dislike me for it. She understood I was hurting like she was and just wanted my father. Throughout my life, I have made a lot of terrible decisions that have severely hurt my mother. She never stopped loving me, and when many people have. She has stayed by my side even when I rejected the gift of life she gave me. I will always be thankful to God for giving me a mother like her. After a while, my life calmed down. Emily was about to go off to college, and it was just me and my mom. And so one day, I woke up with news from my mom that my dad was in the hospital. Immediately, we rushed over there, but by the time we got there, it was too late. We arrived to learn that he was already brain dead from his aorta bursting. We were all devastated. Although my dad had broken our hearts, I still loved him dearly. He was in my life for 14 years. My mom took it the hardest. There was now no chance of her ever getting him back. My mom blamed herself for his death because she thought in telling him to leave, it caused his stress level to go up, which in return wore down his body. Again, my mother received a huge blow. Her heart broke once again while her daughters at the same time lost their father. My mom once more had to pick her life up again and try to restart. My mother was successful. She published a book and is in the process of publishing more. She is a renowned teacher and her students every year love her. She continues to spoil me even when I'm over 300 miles away. I will always remember her many struggles and look up to her as my role model. Sunday is Mother's Day. For millions of years, moms have been important in all cultures. You will only ever have one mother. Remember that. Make sure you wish your mother a happy Mother's Day. They deserve it. I will now end with a poem, A Mother's Love. A mother's love is something no one can explain. It is made of deep devotion, of sacrifice, and pain. It is endless and unselfish and enduring what coming it may, for nothing can destroy it or take that love away. It is patient and forgiving when all others are forsaking. It never fails or falters, even though the heart is breaking. It believes beyond believing when all the world condemns, and it glows with all the beauty of the rarest gems. It is far beyond defining, it defies all explanation, and it still remains a secret like all the mysteries of creation. A many splendor miracle men cannot understand, and all wonder is evidence of God's tender guiding hand. Thank you.
Story. Just a few final thoughts on Mother's Day. The way that a woman chooses to live her motherhood is a personal choice. And historically, that role had always been fulfilled by being in the home, tending to the home, tending to maybe the land around the home, taking care of the children. As time and civilization has progressed, people have realized there are many other good ways that a mother can fulfill her role as a mother. She can be a breadwinner. She can go out and have one job, two jobs. She will do whatever it is that's necessary for the family to survive. And this is a commendable thing. This is a good thing. As society has turned that way, more towards accepting and encouraging people to go out and get jobs, encouraging women to join the workforce, there's been a bit of a backlash the other way. Some view that a woman who stays at home and takes care of kids is not fulfilling her potential, is somehow being held down by an old school system. I think we need to recognize that a mother's choice to either stay at home with kids or to go into the workforce is just that. It's her choice. All of those decisions should be respected and upheld. It is noble for a mother to go get a job and provide food and shelter for the family. It is also incredibly noble for a mother to choose to stay at home and tend to the home and focus on the children that may be there. So no matter what role your mother has decided to take, whether she has decided to stay home and nurture the young kids, or she's chosen to go get a job that may help send you here to this institution, think about the choice that your mother made and know in your heart that she's made the best choice that she can for you. And somewhere along the line, she has sacrificed for you. She has given something up. She has made a choice that says, well, maybe I would prefer to do this, but this is what's in the best interest of my child and my family. Consider that when you give them a call. Please give them a call this weekend. Or if you're living at home with your mom, give her a big hug and make sure that that day is very special. Have a great weekend.